welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope you are having a fantastic day. The Indiana Fever play the Seattle Storm tonight in Seattle, where the WNBA has always been a huge draw, mega support, no Caitlin Clark effect at all. It's all nonsense. You've all been played. You're all lying. There is no Caitlin Clark effect. Okay? I think that's important. Important to understand. But we're going to dig into this a little bit in Seattle. But please hold on to the end because I have something that's going to make you laugh. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a few-second clip, and I couldn't help but think about what we've discussed in previous videos with the really impressive way that the Indiana Fever are able to handle passes from Caitlin Clark. So I think you'll enjoy it, and I'll show you that real quick at the end. This shouldn't be too long a video. Let's dig in now. As you can see, Seattle Storm's vision for 2024 comes into focus in front of record crowd. May 23rd, 2024. This was the first time that Caitlin Clark was in Seattle. Coincidentally, of course, it was the largest crowd for a WNBA game since 2018. Interesting. It also was a sellout crowd of 18,343, which happened to set a franchise record for attendance at a Seattle Storm game. It was also only the second sellout in Seattle Storm history. And this wonderful writer says that even though there was a healthy contingent of Clark fans, most of the crowd was all in for the home team, helping the Storm to their second win of the season. It was the largest crowd for a WNBA game since 2018. It was a sellout franchise record crowd, but it wasn't about Caitlin Clark. Please understand that. Now, they can't dismiss it completely, so they word it like this. The Clark effect is real, but Seattle has long had one of the largest and most dedicated fan bases in the league. Former WNBA MVP, that pronounced Neka or Nika? Ogwumike noticed it even before she joined the Storm this offseason, playing for the Los Angeles Sparks against the Storm in the last game of the 2023 regular season. She was confused because the crowd was big and engaged, despite both LA and Seattle already being out of playoff contention. That type of atmosphere in Seattle was a big part of why I was excited to come, she told reporters post game, just because of the dedication and the intensity of the people that follow us. And I mean, it was fun playing in front of that crowd today. Okay. So, yes, there's maybe a slight little Caitlin Clark thing going on, but Seattle is Mecca to WNBA basketball. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, so we've got them playing again tonight, right? They had a record sellout the last time. The coach after the game, Noelle Quinn, which I thought she handled it well, actually. It was a great night for women's basketball and great for Seattle. It's good to have new eyes on the game. I would like to think some of those fans were for us. And then this is key, I think. If that was your first Storm game, I hope you come back and see more of what these amazing women have to offer. That right there. Okay, I don't know anything about Noelle Quinn. I'm not seeing the video, so I know sometimes you can read a lot of into it, but I love that statement. There isn't any jealousy. There isn't any denial of it not being something special because there was a player for the other team. It was, hey, we got ourselves a great opportunity to get more people out to watch our product on the court. We gave them a great game, right? It was an exciting, hard-fought win for Seattle. Now, hopefully that they saw that because of Caitlin Clark, they saw us and we hope they come back and continue to support us. That's awesome because Clark and the Fever are back tonight. Unfortunately, not 7 p.m. for those of us on the East Coast. But once again, the game is sold out, which, by the way, is the third sellout in franchise history, which makes it the first sellout in franchise history since the previous Indiana Fever game, which was the second sellout in franchise history. Interesting how this huge fan base for Seattle sells out when Caitlin Clark shows up. So now I will say this writer, there's no name in the last one, but I'm going to give a shout out to Percy Allen because this is actually very straightforward. It acknowledges what Caitlin Clark brought to the last game. I think what the coach said was great. I think the WNBA maybe ought to take a lesson from Coach Quinn here and how they handle things. So let's move a little forward with that. All right, I'll skip this all because I wanted to show you something else. Now, let's take a look at this attendance for a second. If you can't see, because it's a little small, I'll spell it out. But Seattle is third. Okay. So I give them credit for that. And this is probably a little bit old. It's the most up to date I could get for this breakdown with the league. This was about a week and a half ago. But those are the number of home games they've played. As you can see, Seattle's up there at number 3, 10,400. Okay. Their low is 8,100. Their high is the 18,343 from the game for that first game back in May with Caitlin Clark. So that is 20% of the games was that one game, right? But for attendance, it was 35.3%. The other 4 games drew an average of 8,422. So it really jacked up that average, right? Because that extra game. So the Caitlin Clark game had more than twice as many fans as typically show up for a Seattle Storm game. Indiana Fever, which was next to last in home attendance, right, is first, far and away first, like 33% more than the second team. Okay. New York Liberty, speaking of second team, this high number over here, that was the Indiana Fever. This high number was the Indiana Fever. Los Angeles Sparks had a low of 3,600 one game this season, but with Caitlin Clark, it was over 19,000 when they went out and played. The Chicago Sky game doesn't include this most recent game. I don't think the actual number is all that high because they couldn't move it, so there's a capacity issue. But what they did have, which is what I was trying to show here, but it's cut off, but you can see, is there were tickets selling for a lot of money, right? On here, they're showing that there were tickets available on StubHub for between $252 and $3,311. Right? Washington Mystics, they're low 4,200. That's their typical number, right? 20,333. That was a Caitlin Clark game that they moved to a bigger arena. Wow. Are we starting to understand Atlanta Dream? It's not on here, but so you can see it even more. Average, less than 3,400. Basically about what they draw. 3,255 was the low, 4,015 was the high. But their last game, they played the Indiana Fever. They moved it to another arena, and they drew a franchise record 17,755. Through June 20, the Indiana Fever lead WNBA attendance in 2024, 16,757 per game at home. The first team to eclipse 100,000 in total attendance. Oh, and by the way, they lead the WNBA by far in road attendance, 15,141. Oh my goodness. Are we getting it yet? Let's take a look at this. WNBA viewership records by network. 12 of them are Fever games. The one that was not was either let in or a lead in by the Fever. Okay, it was a back-to-back thing. Are we getting it yet? I'm going to give you one more, and then I have something else to say, but then I'm going to show you that funny video too. You'll like it, I promise. The 2023 WNBA Finals was the most watched final in 20 years. It drew 728,000 viewers. The average Caitlin Clark game, 1,184,000 100,000 viewers. Are we getting it yet? Okay, I'm going to show you that video. I have one more thing to say about this, though, to the WNBA. But I'm going to show you this first because we have talked. Oh, come on, don't get all messed up on me now. We have talked about the ability of the WNBA players on the Indiana Fever to catch Caitlin Clark passes. And many people have used the excuse of, oh, it takes time. Her college teammates who had no problem catching it and weren't WNBA players, they got used to it and it takes time. Okay, well, here is a bat boy, not the professional athlete, a bat boy. And this is a baseball, not a basketball, coming much harder. And he doesn't know it's coming. So let's check this out. By the way, that's Otani behind him. For those who don't know, is the highest paid player in baseball. So they probably don't want him to get hit in the head with the ball. But here, you know what? I'm going to even go like this for you. I remembered that time. Let's check this out. Let's try that again because you might have missed it. Pay attention. Yes, that was a baseball coming so fast, and he did not know it was coming, and he has no glove on, but he managed to field that pretty cleanly. Pretty cleanly. Are we getting it yet? Okay, here's my last little bit for this. Dear WNBA, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. This opportunity you have right now is insane, and you are doing everything you can to blow it. This is the 1999 Women's World Cup in Los Angeles. This is Brandy Chastain making that penalty kick and taking off her shirt in celebration in front of horrified parents of teenage boys. This is the biggest opportunity you will ever have to get everything you claim that you deserve. And you are doing everything you can to blow it. This attendance increase, this interest is because of Caitlin Clark. You need to understand that, be okay with that, embrace that, and use that to grow your league. Because I will go back to what Coach Quinn said at Seattle. People are coming out. They may be coming out just for Caitlin Clark. That's okay. It gives you the opportunity to show them that your product is worth supporting, that it is worth it for them to spend their hard-earned money on your form of entertainment. They have a lot of entertainment choices. You are entertainment. Do everything possible to give them something they will come back for. They got in the door because of Caitlin Clark. What you do next decides whether they stay or not. I am going to hop down off my soapbox. Hope you enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe if you have. We are actually growing. It's so cool. I think we're over 2,600 subscribers now. I really do appreciate everyone that's checking this out. It's really, really cool. And I will talk to you later.